Anong title? Kahit ikaw na.
Kahit na.
Kahit na. Is it a sad song?
No. Ay, well,
So that's the meaning ng ano?
like, I love you no matter what, ganun.
Iba talaga.
Yes!
How are you feeling the competition?
Well, I'm actually taking this competition as an opportunity to learn really and to grow as a human being. I don't really see it as much as a bloodbath or a bardagulan, but to really learn from the other girls and to see what they're good at and, take that from them and try to improve myself as well.
Kumaga kalma lang, di ba?
Oo.
Kalma lang muna
Try
tayo.
to be chill
Yeah.
right now. Oo. Not too much pressure, di ba?
All right, and of course, the fans would like to get to know more about you. We know something, pero mamaya yan, pag-uusapan natin yan. But in general, what were your aspirations and goals in life prior to signing up to Miss Universe Philippines?
Well, I've always wanted to help people, but I was never really sure how. Growing up in my teenage years, I was very shy, I was very awkward, I was very insecure. I was also a little bit chubby. But, I was able to take, use my emotions and mental health struggles and really put them on a piece of paper. And that's when I really found my love for music and being able to use it as a tool for my therapy. And that's when I knew I wanted to really become a musician. And, being on stage felt so exhilarating and thrilling. And I really wanted to make that my full-time job. And not just that, but also being able to use it as a tool to help people and to connect with others. Like not only through them connecting emotionally with my music, but also helping others and teaching others music as well.
Therapeutic talaga yung music, no?
super.
And pero I'm sure maraming agad nagtatanong. Gusto nang magtanong, okay, ito na mga kakrang, anong kanta ng buhay mo ngayon?
Oh my gosh, okay. Konting plug lang. So my latest single sa Spotify is called Kahit Na. And it's about being able to love someone no matter what experiences you both are going through. There's still so much love and respect and really pushing through with the relationship.
Para kanino ba tong kantang to?
Ay, yung boyfriend ko, of
Ayan na! Yay! So congratulations, syempre. I know he's very supportive.
Super.
Shout out to Mr. JK Nabawa. Ayan, tayo talaga ang nagbigay ng pangalan.
Okay na, Instagram official na. So,
Pero how did he, how is he supporting you in this journey for Miss Universe?
it's very, very cute the way he's supportive. One of the small cute things that we do is I show him my outfits beforehand and he really helps me choose.
Oh.
And also when it comes to Q&A, he's actually very, very good with media and answering questions. So kahit yung mga personal questions, I ask him, what do you think of the steak? And then he gives me really good opinion and sometimes he listens to my answers and helps me formulate it better. So those small little things.
Wow, grabe. Kaya naman pala ang blooming ni Dia ngayon. But do you have do you have a role model or other significant persons in your life or someone who has influenced your aspirations in life?
I feel like for me, it was really my grandparents on both sides of the family. So on my mom's side, they were really sincere, genuine public servants and were the pillars of strength in my life. And then on my dad's side, they were always involved in charity work. So I've always had an example to be strong, be empowered, and to help others when I can.
And I can sense na your family is really very supportive of
Super.
you. Diba? What role did they play in you joining Miss Universe Philippines?
Well, I really have to give it to this credit to my mom. Her being a pageant fan as well, she really saw the potential in me to join pageantry and also saw the passion I had for music and for helping people. So she would say to me, music and pageantry is such a good mix. You love being on the stage, so why not be in a stage where you can empower and advocate for what you believe in and help other people?
Alam mo, totoo yan. It's a different kind of fuel and motivation talaga when you know that your family's right behind you, cheering you on. What's your message to your parents?
Oh, I would like to tell my parents, thank you so much for, really being there and supporting me throughout everything. No matter how I was as a child and how I am now, you're still there and you'll always be there. And I have so much love for you and I'm so grateful for everything that you guys have done for me.
So, Dia, prior to joining Miss Universe Philippines, you're an artist, you're a
Yes.
singer. Did you have any doubts or any hesitations considering your schedule, considering the type of work that you have prior to Miss Universe Philippines before you signed up?
I feel like I never had a doubt with joining a pageant. I feel like it's something I've always wanted to try. I'm the type of person that likes stepping out of my comfort zone to really try something new and to grow as a person. It's really something I advocate for. And with music, kasi yes, the schedule is busy, but it's always gonna be something that's there, and it's a passion that really fuels me no matter what. So even if my Miss Universe schedule is so busy, I take my free time. I try to practice my singing, try to schedule vocal lessons when I can, if there's a free day, or I try to write more music, because it really is still my therapy. So if I'm feeling down, I pick up my guitar, or I produce na lang kasi may nails na ako. So it's so hard to play, diba? But yeah, I feel like music is never gonna leave me, and that's why it's never been a doubt for me to join Miss Universe.
Grabe, no? And talagang yung childhood experiences and when you know that you're supported by your family, iba yung impact
Oo,
as you grow.
super.
So, going back to that aspect, no? Which early experience in your life do you think has influenced or has impacted you the most?
I feel like my experiences kind of are summarized into 3 values, which are empathy, resilience, and authenticity. For authenticity, I've realized that it's the best to really be yourself. If you know that you're doing something good, you know that you can keep your head up. So for example, with music, I believe that I'm unapologetically truly myself when it comes to writing songs that I release, putting out music and connecting with others. I don't shy away from writing songs and sharing those experiences. In terms of resiliency, I've been through a lot of mental health struggles, and I realized that it's okay to feel your feelings, but it's also not good to dwell on negativity.
Yes.
So I really learned to try to stand on my ground and to really compose myself and to learn how to be strong as an individual. And of course, with empathy, my grandparents, as I said, always try to help people. My parents always taught me to be kind to other people. You never know what other people are going through. And especially, you can't judge a book by its cover.
Yes.
Right? So, I try to go into life trying to put myself in other people's shoes so that I don't judge them just by the first sight. Diba? So I feel like these are really the values that I've learned from my experiences that really stay with me today.
And they're really very helpful to you, no? Especially in
super.
dealing in whatever kind of situation you may be in the future. Now, you are one of the younger delegates in
Yes.
this edition, Dia. So, but some argue that beauty pageants can harm a young girl's self-esteem. How has your experience been in this regard? Because, syempre, sobrang pressure. The fans would also always have competition on in their minds over other candidates. How's your experience in this regard?
In terms of self-esteem, I believe pageantry right now is actually more inclusive than it was before. Right, as you know, Miss Universe removed all of its restrictions, diba? So any woman can join. And for me, that's given me hope with pageantry na parang I don't feel that I need to compare myself anymore to anyone because anyone can join. And it's really more on focusing on my self journey right now. So it doesn't really harm my self-esteem anymore. Not like it maybe used to, but right now it's really more of a motivational thing as well.
Iba yung discipline and focus ni Dia, no? Talagang, I'm not affected. Parang ganyan. Basta, pero totoo yun. Tsaka, siguro, nag-play din talaga ng malaking role yung values instilled in you, taught to you by your parents, no? Importante yun. Alright, so, this question, we normally ask this to the more mature delegates, but we want to hear from a younger contestant such as yourself, because some argue that maturity and experience give better chances of winning. What's your take on that?
Well, I would agree that maturity and experience does ensure that a candidate has more wisdom and can perform well. But not necessarily that more experience will give them a better chance at winning, because having someone new, having someone fresh can give new perspectives into pageantry, something that maybe an older candidate, not necessarily older, but someone who has more experience has, for example. And I feel like someone with a fresh perspective will also create new entertainment for the people. Maybe give something different to the judges as well. So you don't necessarily need to be more mature. And you never know, maybe the younger candidates are even more mature than the more mature candidates per se because of what they've been through. But you just can't see it.
Yun talaga, kumbaga parang it's really what you bring to the table,
Yeah.
regardless of
Exactly.
age, gender, and the background, diba? So I like you pointed it out, yung inclusivity right now, and it's being highlighted in pageantry. Ayan, napakaganda ng ating usapan ngayon. But before we continue, of course, would like to give a big shout out to the Miss Universe Philippines organization, Sir Voltaire Tayag, maraming salamat for allowing us to sit down with the girls. Also, we would like to acknowledge the accredited partner for Cavite Province, si Ma'am Jacinta Remulla. Ayan, maraming salamat po for allowing Dia to guest on our show. And syempre, ang ating sponsors here on The Crown Philippines would like to thank La Luna Cafe. That's LA_Luna Cafe on Facebook and Instagram, and our official venue for today, the Vault here in BGC. Maraming salamat po. At syempre, Tasa Mobile Cafe for mobile coffee, milk tea, and pastries. Ayan po. Tasa Mobile Cafe. You can follow them on their Facebook and Instagram accounts. So, at this point naman, Dia, that we have some questions coming from the Crown community. And the first question is coming from Jacqueline Santos of Pasig. And she asks, which do you favor more, inclusivity or individuality? Where inclusivity allows no restrictions, while individuality highlights the celebration of the unique qualities of a specific group. I think this was brought about by the changes in Miss Universe, diba? They're accepting no restrictions na sila for Miss Universe, while there are still traditional groups who would prefer the traditional requirements for a beauty queen. What's your take on this one?
I feel like when we're talking about individuality specifically and inclusivity, how can we have inclusivity without individuality? I feel that individuality is such a beautiful human possession that we all have and something that we possess, right? So, of course, with individuality, when we grow up, right, we sometimes are put into a certain mold. However, because of individuality, we as people tend to grow out of that, expand from that, and try to learn more from the world and be better humans as well. So it's something so beautiful that we do have to protect. It doesn't mean, individuality doesn't necessarily mean not being inclusive. It just means more of loving yourself more, and what is so wrong with loving yourself and focusing on self-love once in a while.
Yun ang keyword, self-love, acceptance. Yan ang bottom line po. Alright, we have one more question, and this is coming from Cristel Liabres of Manila. Hi, Cristel. The question is, there's debate about whether young beauty queens are adequately prepared for the potential challenges and scrutiny they may face in the public eye. How do you handle criticism or negative attention from the media or online?
Well, from being in the public eye, it is no easy feat. And seeing my family and, of course, my boyfriend go through that, I see it every day, and it's an example to me. But in order for me to tackle those negative feedback or comments online, I look to the people in my life for advice because they go through that as well. And the one thing they've taught me was to really, again, focus on myself, focus on my own journey, because these people that bring negative attention are not important people in my life, and they're just going to be noise. So an important thing that I do is to just shut off the noise, focus on myself, and of course, try to not read comments as much as possible.
Wow, grabe naman yon. Mic drop moment from Miss Universe Philippines, Cavite Province, ha? Laban naman tayo ngayon, Dia. O sige, we have one more question from Ian Fernandez of Quezon City. Critics may question whether beauty pageants are relevant in today's society. As a millennial beauty queen, how do you see the role of beauty pageants evolving in the future, especially for young participants like yourself?
I feel like because beauty pageants are becoming more inclusive and they are evolving, I feel like they are becoming a bigger platform than they are. It has always been a big platform, but it's becoming bigger. And I feel like in the future, it's gonna get more creative with more of these different women coming in. It's gonna bring more perspectives, more opportunities. And the pageant world is just going to help, different advocacies as well. I feel like it's not going to be the same mold as it was before, and we're going to be seeing so many new queens with so many new backgrounds and experiences and have so much to offer.
Alam mo, totoo yan, no? Because of the highlight that is being given to advocacies right now.
Exactly.
It will never grow old, and kumbaga parang kindness doesn't have any expiration.
Yeah,
diba?
exactly.
It will continue to be relevant forever. Ayan po. Okay, so Dia, a lot of things have been achieved from your end. Syempre, aside from pageantry, outside pageantry, you are releasing a single. Is it a single or an
Yes,
album?
a single.
A single, diba? So these kinds of achievement would really, make you proud of. But which one or even activities in the recent years do you think has empowered you the most?
I feel like, of course, one of the main things that has empowered me is being a musician and being able to step into that light, something that's so uncomfortable, being truly raw and authentic to myself and sharing it with the whole world, of course. Of course, I'm going to be releasing a single, so that's another thing, right?
Yeah.
Talking about my past. But more than just being a musician and connecting with others, the one achievement that I've really looked to and that has really empowered me is teaching young girls. So last year, I've been a regular volunteer at the Cribs Foundation, which is a rehabilitation home for abused girls. And I've been going there since I was so young, but decided to start teaching them music. And it really is so priceless to see the smile on these girls' faces when they play an instrument and you can see them so happy and see their worries go away. And it's the best feeling, even more than, releasing music and doing it for myself, but being able to do this for these girls.
Alam mo, nakatitig lang ako kay Dia, no? Nakikita ko yung Zuleika Rivera vibes sa kanya when Zuleika won back in 2005 ba? 2006, di ba? Grabe. And speaking of that, syempre, the Miss Universe competition is going to be held in Mexico. It's a Latin country. And syempre, the pageant fans are raving about a Latina Slayer. Sabi niya, dapat ipadala natin na yung Latina Slayer. And your name is one of those na laging lumalabas when they call for a Latina Slayer winning for Miss Universe Philippines. Now, a Latina Slayer would normally have 3 beauty queen essentials. Relatability, stage presence, and Q&A prowess. Which of these 3 do you have in your toolbox?
I feel like the one thing that I do have and that I'm confident with is my Q&A. Because I've had so much media training for music and being trained by ACES as well, I've been so comfortable with speaking. And of course, I'm also very talkative. So I have so many things to share and I have so many ideas. When it comes to stage presence, though, I feel like I do have it because of music, being so used to singing on stage and dancing on stage. I feel like it's something that I can bring into pageantry, and I've been working so hard on my pasarela as well. So I feel like those two are my highlights right now.
Grabe naman yun. Alright, so the entertainment industry and pageantry are 2 different
Yes.
types of, stage or parang arena in the industry. So, we want to know, iba kasi ang competition syempre kapag you're an artist and then ang competition sa isang beauty pageant. How competitive is Dia when it comes to in beauty pageants?
I feel like I've always been the type of person that's strives for what she wants. And I always set my mind onto something until I can get it and work hard towards that goal. So for example, with music, I didn't have the opportunity to be signed to a label before, but I joined this competition. Again, another competition.
Yeah.
I worked really, really hard making my own music, putting it out there, and I reached the finals. And that's when my label reached out to me and said, "Can we sign you?" And that's when I got the opportunity for myself. And I feel like I'm channeling that Dia again in the pageantry scene right now and bringing in my competitive energy, but also being positive and not too scary, if you think about it. But going into the pageantry scene with a very positive light as well.
The ultimate question remains, Dia, why do you want to win Miss Universe Philippines?
Oh wow, this question, of course. Well, as a musician, I've always believed that music really transcends boundaries. We all come from different walks of life. Sometimes we can't understand each other, but the one thing we can understand is music, melodies, and rhythm. And this is how we connect with one another. And this is what I want to bring to the Miss Universe platform, to be able to amplify my advocacy of using music as therapy to help others one note at a time. Thank you so much to the Crown Philippines for having me for this wonderful interview. You can follow me at Dia X Mate on all of my social media platforms and Dia Mate on all digital streaming platforms like Spotify and Apple Music. Please support me this Miss Universe Philippines 2024 and wait for my next single that's coming up. Thank you!